cross the Atlantic, because there's a big question there too. Is the US economy about to be pushed over the so-called fiscal cliff? President Obama has held another meeting with governors of states across America in the latest attempt to avoid the drop. Without a deal, on the 1st of January, an automatic trigger would introduce hundreds of billions of dollars of automatic spending cuts and tax rises, which could plunge America back into recession and probably most of us after it. Our Washington correspondent Matt Fry reports now on the repercussions for ordinary Americans of falling off the cliff.
The election has done little to clear the fetid air in Washington's own toxic microclimate. If anything, it's emboldened both sides, and a deal between Republicans and Democrats to step away from the fiscal cliff is about as likely as divine intervention. So what does life after the cliff look like? To find out, pick anywhere in America. We picked Baltimore. Economists disagree whether the fiscal cliff is perhaps more of a slope or a spiral, but they do agree on one thing, that too much austerity applied too quickly will lead this economy into one direction alone, and that is down. Almost everyone in this country would be affected, but especially people living in neighborhoods like this one, which have already been roughed up by the economy. Once upon a time, this place was famous for its port and steel industry.
You heard New York, what up, baby, Baltimore?
Now you may have heard of it as the inspiration behind the hardcore crime series The Wire. And they didn't have to fake the film set. It wasn't a war or a hurricane that created this level of destruction. It was neglect and poverty. In the middle of it all, we found a place optimistically called the Academy of Success. A job centre so new that you can still smell the lick of paint.
Second door to the left. Okay.
Baltimore's mayor presided over the grand opening. It's paid by state funds and private donations, and the giant scissors could become a big axe if the fiscal cliff isn't avoided.
2, 1.
It would have a devastating effect on the least of us, our most vulnerable, not to mention what it would do for the impact it would have on the middle class that is struggling here. Rehab work would be cut, homelessness assistance, everything that you can think of to support a struggling community, it's on the chopping block. For a city that's struggling to grow out of the Great Recession, it puts us backwards.
But I'm currently still looking for employment.
Wanda is one of those affected. She's here desperately looking for a job, any job, because her unemployment benefits run out next month and she will be left destitute.
I hope, pray that they put more money in instead of cutting it, because if they cut it, I'm going to be one of the statistics. And I know it's quite a few other people out here that's just like me.
If Wanda can't find a job, it may be because Brian can't give her one. He's in the trophy business. He and his 5 employees survived the recession and would now be looking to expand if it weren't for the uncertainty of the fiscal cliff.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to expand my business. My customers need us to expand our business, to offer additional services. It's good for them, it's good for us, it's good for the economy.
And you're not hiring more employees at the moment, and you're not buying more equipment because you just don't know what's going to happen next year.
That's absolutely right.
The children of Pimlico Elementary School in an afternoon program that has transformed their lives.
It has changed how I see life. I used to see life as kind of a challenge, like it's always me competing against someone. This has shown me that I can enjoy my life and enjoy the things that I like to do.
They call this the Dream Academy, although it's more of an escape from the nightmare outside. How many of you here have a parent who's either currently in prison, in jail, or has been in prison in the past? Hands up. 11 out of 16 hands went up. There are more black males in jail than in college. 2/3 of black households are single parent. This program offers escape from the cycle of despair. But future donors may be put off because everyone's tax bills are due to increase after the cliff.
We've got donors who have told us that they are cutting back 10, 15, 20%.
People just less willing to give as much as they were giving in the past.
Less willing, they are holding on to their money because I think of the uncertainty.
This is serious. This is not about Democratic politics, Republican politics. This is not about politics at all. This is about people's lives.
The mayor departed, her bodyguards in tow. Whether mean streets here or main streets anywhere else, This global economy has left us all joined at the hip and wondering whether politicians in Washington can avoid a cliff that has all the appeal of a suicide pact. Matt Fry, Channel 4 News, Baltimore.